Why muscle loss is deadly after 60 hidden dangers and how to prevent it. Have you noticed? The steps are getting slower. The arms that were once strong are now getting weaker. Don't think it's just age. It's an urgent warning bell. Muscle loss, the silent enemy that is silently threatening our old age. If you've ever seen your parents, grandparents, or yourself starting to show these signs, stop for a moment. Because today, I'm going to share the dangerous signs of muscle loss and the most effective way to train to fight it. Don't forget to comment below the video. Have you ever seen anyone around you with this sign? Or have you ever worried about it yourself? I'd love to hear your story. Here's a scary fact that many people are ignoring. After age 30, our bodies silently lose about 3 to 8% of their muscle mass every decade. That means if you have 30 pounds of muscle at age 30, by age 40, you'll only have about 28.8 pounds. And by age 60, you'll only have about 25 pounds of muscle left. Without even realizing it, losing muscle doesn't just make you weaker. It reduces your endurance. It reduces your mobility and makes the simplest of activities, like getting up from a chair, carrying a bag of groceries, incredibly difficult. By age 80, the average person can lose more than 50% of their original muscle mass. Just imagine, from a healthy, agile body, now there is only a weak, trembling body. This silent process is called sarcopenia. It does not cause immediate pain, but the consequences are extremely serious. Increased risk of falling and breaking bones, decreased ability to walk, and gradually losing the ability to care for themselves. There are many elderly people around us. Just because of muscle loss, they have gone from being active to being dependent on a wheelchair or a caregiver for the rest of their lives. Sarcopenia, it doesn't just appear overnight. It creeps in, it's silent, and it leaves very small signs. If we're observant enough, we can definitely detect it and intervene early. So, how do you know if your body is losing muscle? Right now, I'll share with you 5 early warning signs that you definitely can't ignore. The first sign is rapid fatigue when doing familiar household chores. If before, you could mop, clean, or carry things for 30 minutes without feeling overwhelmed, now, just sweeping for a few minutes, cleaning a few rooms, you feel your limbs are tired, your heart is pounding, and you're exhausted. That's the first bell, signaling that your muscles are gradually deteriorating. The second sign, it's a feeling of difficulty climbing stairs. The familiar steps now suddenly become heavy and tiring. Just climbing a few steps, you feel your calves tense, your breathing quickens, your heart beats faster than usual. This is one of the early signs, showing that your muscle strength is seriously decreasing. The third sign, the muscles in your arms and legs begin to shrink, and you can see them clearly. The arms that were once strong now become thin and flabby. The calves that were once full now have shrunk, revealing the veins under the skin. This decrease is not just an aesthetic change, but also shows that muscle strength is being eroded day by day. If you notice that your body wearing looser clothes, the arms and legs lose their natural firmness, that is a dangerous sign that requires special attention. The fourth sign is stumbling and losing balance when moving. What was once a steady walk now becomes unsteady. You easily stumble, even on familiar surfaces like floors and walkways. Muscle weakness causes a sharp decrease in body control. Even a small misstep can lead to a serious fall. If you or a loved one starts to stumble, tripping over small objects, or losing momentum when turning, consider this a red flag from the body. The fifth sign is a marked decrease in strength in the hand. Simple tasks like opening a jar carrying a bag of groceries, or carrying a familiar object become much more difficult. You can clearly feel the grip strength of the hand is weaker. The grip is no longer as strong as before. This is a direct consequence of the loss of muscle mass in the hand and forearm. If you often find yourself unable to open a jar, or feeling that familiar heavy objects suddenly become too much, be alert. It is a warning that the body needs timely care. These signs can appear very quietly, but never ignore them. Muscle loss is not simply weakness or difficulty walking. It also leads to a series of dangerous consequences, directly affecting your health and your quality of life. So, why is muscle loss so dangerous? When muscles weaken, the body loses its natural armor, which protects bones and joints from impact and injury. Studies have shown that people with muscle loss are 2 to 3 times more likely to break a bone than normal people. A simple example: an elderly person is walking in the house and slips on a wet tile floor. If their muscles are still good, they only need to stagger a few steps and regain their balance. But if their muscles are weak, they will fall straight to the floor. And just one fall like that is enough to cause a broken femur, an extremely dangerous injury. In fact, up to 20 to 30% of elderly people with broken femurs will never be able to walk normally again. And even more heartbreaking, many people after that fall will have to depend completely on their relatives, or even have to move to a nursing home. Not just stopping at injuries, a fall in the elderly can lead to much more serious consequences. According to data from the World Health Organization (WHO), in people over 65 years old, after a serious fall such as a broken femur, the mortality rate within 12 months can be up to 20 to 50%. Imagine an elderly person breaks the neck of the femur after a fall at home, then has to stay in bed for months. Rapid deterioration due to loss of mobility, infection, pneumonia. All of these factors make their bodies unable to recover like young people. In many cases, after a seemingly simple fall, the patient rapidly deteriorates and never has the chance to return to normal life. That's why. Why is it important to protect and maintain muscle mass? Not just to stay healthy, but to stay alive. Another consequence, silent but cruel, is a serious decline in quality of life. When muscles weaken, simple tasks like dressing yourself, going to the toilet yourself, cooking a snack yourself, become extremely difficult. There are people who used to go to the market, cook, clean every day, after only a few years of muscle loss, have to use a wheelchair, completely dependent on their children and grandchildren for every meal, every glass of water. Feeling helpless, losing the most basic freedom. Not only does it weaken the body further, but it also leads to depression, loneliness, and a gradual loss of the will to live. Therefore, protecting muscles, not only to maintain strength, but to maintain dignity, freedom, and the quality of one's own life. You see, muscle loss not only weakens us, it also robs us of our freedom, our health, and sometimes even our lives. But the scariest thing is, muscle loss. It happens silently, day after day, without us realizing it. So, what are the causes that are silently wearing down our muscles every day? The first cause is the habit of being sedentary, sitting all day long. Nowadays, we spend hours in front of the computer, sitting at work, surfing the phone, watching TV, with very few times standing up and moving. When the body is not exercised regularly, muscles have no reason to stay toned and healthy. They will gradually shrink, like a forgotten machine. Just 1 to 2 weeks of lying in bed or sitting still, you can lose up to 1 to 5% of your muscle mass, let alone years of sedentary habits. Sitting a lot not only causes muscle loss, but also reduces endurance. reduces metabolism, and opens the way for a series of other dangerous diseases. The second reason is a diet lacking in protein. Protein is the most important ingredient for building and maintaining muscle. If your diet lacks protein, the body does not have enough ingredients to regenerate muscle fibers, and muscles will gradually be destroyed. Many people, especially the elderly, eat very little meat, fish, eggs, soybeans. Eat mainly rice, bread, instant noodles. A diet low in protein for a long time. It is the silent cause. Causes the body to lose grams of muscle without you even knowing it. If each of your daily meals doesn't have at least one portion of protein-rich foods, you are putting your muscles at risk of serious decline. The third cause is a side effect of some medications. Some medications, when used long-term, can increase muscle loss. Typically corticosteroids. Medications for treating arthritis, asthma, lupus. These medications help control the disease, but at the same time they also inhibit protein synthesis in the muscles, cause muscles to weaken and gradually shrink over time. In addition, some medications for treating cancer, diuretics, can also indirectly cause muscle loss by changing metabolism or reducing nutrient absorption. If you or a loved one is taking long-term medications, don't forget to consult your doctor about the risk of muscle loss and necessary precautions. The fourth cause, chronic underlying diseases, such as diabetes, arthritis. These diseases, not only do they affect overall health, but they also directly affect the muscles. For example, in people with diabetes, continuously high blood sugar will damage the nerves, reduce the sense of movement, and lead to muscle atrophy and weakness. In people with arthritis, the dull pain in the joints makes them afraid to move, less movement of the arms and legs, and gradually the muscles around those joints also weaken and shrink. If the underlying disease is not well controlled, the process of muscle loss will occur faster, and it will be much more difficult to recover. We've seen there are many silent causes. Muscle noises are making noise every day. But fortunately, body loss is not a one-way street. If we respond promptly and apply the right method, muscles can be completely restored, even become stronger than before. And in the process, there is one factor that plays an extremely important role. That is nutrition. Nutrition. It is the indispensable ingredient to rebuild worn-out muscle bundles. Don't let poor diets rob you of muscle strength. To restore and maintain muscle, especially in older adults, getting enough protein every day is vital. As recommended, older adults need 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. That means, if you weigh 60 kilograms, you need at least 60 to 72 grams of protein per day to nourish and rebuild muscle. So, where do you get protein? Prioritize high-quality protein sources like lean meat, eggs, fish, yogurt, and soy products. A high-protein diet every day. It's a solid foundation, helps you maintain strength and independence as you age. We've learned about the silent dangers together, the causes, and the solution to protect your muscles as you age. But before we end, I want to share with you a sincere message, an important message, coming from the health experts themselves. People who have witnessed many fates change, just by making a small decision. Start today. Listen, and remember, no matter what age you are, no matter what condition your body is in, every small change today will create a healthier, more resilient body tomorrow. Start today, because you deserve a future full of health and freedom. If you find today's information useful, Don't forget to leave a comment below to share your thoughts. Press the like button to support, and subscribe to the channel to not miss the next valuable shares about health and quality of life. Wishing you always stay healthy and a body full of strength every day. Hello, and see you in the next videos.